Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Excalibur Roundtable Tech Talk. I am Mike Fuson. We're going to continue our discussion around the CMDB. In our last episode, we talked a little bit about particular use cases that might be good examples of getting more out of your CMDB. As you may be looking at reassessing how you're leveraging your CMDB, or maybe you're looking at just getting started and wondering beyond tracking computers and servers and network devices, what else you might leverage your CMDB for. One particular use case was brought up by one of our customers. They leverage Jabra little portable speakerphones. And one of the things that was a challenge is those speakerphones, while not super expensive, they're expensive enough. And a number of speakerphones were purchased, those were distributed out to folks that needed them. And then as we pivoted into a work at home mode, those needed to be redistributed. Now the difficulty was who had those speakerphones. Leveraging the CMDB would be a way to track those particular assets. Those assets could be given a real simple generated asset tag, which could just be a sticker that we're putting on those devices. And then we're able to know who those devices have been assigned to. So when we now are making a pivot, rather than just going out and purchasing 10 more of those devices at a cost of thousands of dollars, we would be able to know who had them, and might we be able to get them back and get them redistributed. That is but one very specific example of how the CMDB can be leveraged to help us understand where our assets are, who has them, and what their current status may be. Say, for example, somebody is leaving the organization. We may know what their laptop is, but do we know the other items that we may have given them? We may not be tracking keyboards and mice. That's not necessarily a great use of the CMDB, but we may be tracking more expensive monitors or those peripheral devices, like say that Jabra speakerphone or a very expensive headset that may have been distributed out to that particular employee, and that's something we know upon their departure are items that we may wish to get back. Or we may not worry about getting those back, but we know that they had them and those items may need to be replaced for another employee to have them available. We also, looking at that speakerphone sort of example, might know that there are a certain number of them that should be in our stock room. So as we do an inventory and we've got 5 of those, there should be 5 that are not assigned to anybody, or perhaps they're in a status of in stock. We are able now to more adequately determine, are there more that are needed? Do we have one that's maybe gone missing? Did one get broken? It helps us to start to develop an overall strategy of managing our assets and managing that leveraging the CMDB. Stay tuned for further episodes as we talk more about the things we can do with our CMDB.